everything is fair game. You can question everything, even the things that you think are self-evident. Maybe especially the things that you think are self-evident. Because if you just say it's self-evident, boy, that's odd, isn't it? So, of course, most of us would prefer to have pleasant sensations and to have an abundance of money at all times and to have pleasant smells and pleasant foods and you know pleasant people who treat us in pleasant ways and all we of course we want that, so we think. But how do we really know? How do we really know what pleasant is and isn't? And how do we really know if something is bad or good, desirable or undesirable? How do you really know? So you could fight with things that are apparently happening because you insist, I know that this should not be happening. This is bad. This is not at all what I want. I ordered up money and this is not looking like money at all. I just got I just got a bill for $10,000 that I wasn't expecting. This is the opposite of what I wanted. This is bad. It's a very seductive idea, and it keeps you locked into the problem. So to actually question in a really sincere way without trying to get an answer is so much more powerful than you might think in so many ways. But most people will stop short, and you might want to be watchful for temptations to stop short. And oftentimes it will, those temptations will present themselves as very sensible things, sometimes very spiritual things. So sometimes it's challenging to detect them as such. So it takes a lot of self-honesty, takes a lot of willingness to allow and encounter all of the aspects of experience that all of the answers have served as defenses to. Hence why I said at one point it might be really uncomfortable. Because, notice all the fears. What if nobody loves me? What if I'm unlovable? What if I'm bad? What if I'm worthless? Etc., etc. And just notice how there's so many ways that you have, like all the rest of us, you've made up all these answers to serve as defenses. What what do they all know anyway? They're not as spiritually evolved as me. I don't really care about other people or what they think about me. And I know all of these really important things. Whatever the defenses are, we've all got our variations on that. To actually remain with the question, though, is just to be open without the defenses. So maybe it's true. Maybe the things that you fear are true. To actually remain with the question is to allow for that possibility. You don't need to shut it down. Maybe I am unlovable. Maybe I am worthless. Maybe. Could be. This is not this knee-jerk reaction to it of I've got to build up my wall, build up my defenses. Look at me. I'm okay. You can't harm me. Takes some adjustment. Maybe you might start to notice, as I said earlier, that it's a different kind of relief. The relief of really, truly being yourself. And it's not the like, I gotta be me kind of thing. It's the just the willingness. There's such a softness to it. There's no hardness to it at all. It's not I'm going to plow through life being me, come hell or high water, whether people like it or not. It's not like that at all. It's just, this is what is. So, will that solve your problems? Yeah, it will, but not at all in the way that you think. It solves the problems by going to the root and revealing that the problem is not at all what you thought it was. Will it show you the money? It might. Probably not in the way that you thought. So than it's different. Like I said, it's a can of worms. I know people are gonna, it's unsettling in many ways, and people often then try to do something with that. They want to know how to fit it into their existing philosophy or whether they should change their philosophy to a new philosophy, and they want to make a new philosophy out of this. And so now they invent their new philosophy. And this is really radically different than that. It's not about a philosophy. It's about the willingness to be fully truthful and open, just as you are.